Yeah, bus must come in early.
Don't keep your husband waiting, Ellie Mae.
Husband?
Well, I mean husband-to-be.
Now, Granny, you promised you wouldn't go talk marriage right off.
All right. Open the door and let the groom in.
Good morning, Mr. Clampett. Granny?
Howdy.
Apparently you were expecting someone else. I can come back.
Oh, no. Come in.
You're just in time for a heart-thumping treat. Guess who's coming?
Cary Grant. Rex Harrison. Paul Newman.
Get hold of yourself. It's Luke Short's boy.
Who?
Come to think of it, Granny, I reckon Miss Jane ain't ever seen Luke's boy.
Well, you heard of him, ain't you?
Well, I'm afraid not. Tell me about him.
Well, first off, his pa owns a general store back home.
Oh, yes, I've heard you speak of Luke Short's General Store. Is this Luke Jr.?
Well, his given name is Beauregard, but everybody calls him Bo.
Luke had 13 young'uns, and Bo was a pick of the litter.
Prettiest baby I ever did see. Had yaller curls all over his head.
I remember when he was a boy, his pa used to cut his hair, the girls used to crowd around and scrap over the clippings.
His pa had to take him out of school 'cause the girls couldn't keep their minds on their studies.
Then he went to clerking in the store, and Luke's business just doubled.
On Saturdays, you couldn't get close to that store for the mamas and the daughters.
He used to come from 40, 50 miles away.
More than that if they had a ride.
No two ways about it. Luke Short's boy was always looked on as a catch of the heels.
A son-in-law you can be proud of, Jed.
He's here to marry Ellie?
Now, Granny, I ain't heard a word about that, and it ain't fair to get Ellie all steamed up over something that might not happen.
They're here! Ellie! Come on, Jethro's back with your husband!
Goodness, I'm quite nervous at the prospect of meeting this extraordinary young man.
No need to be, Miss Jane, because in spite of all the fuss that's been made over him, Bo's managed to keep both feet on the ground.
Uncle Jed! Granny! He's here! Come on in, Bo!
Howdy. Howdy, Bo. Good to see you.
Thank you, Mr. Clampett.
Oh, you old heartbreaker, you! How are you?
Hi, Granny.
This here's Miss Hathaway.
Howdy, Miss Hathaway.
How do you do, Mr. Short?
Tell everybody in the parlor. I'll fix some cold cider.
I'll get both suitcases.
I'll do that, Jethro. You put the truck away.
Yes, sir.
Well, how was your trip? Your first visit here? Don't you care to talk?
I'm sorry, ma'am, but for all I know, you might be one of them Hollywood sirens. Paul warned me not to answer no questions, 'cause that's how they find out where you carry your money.
I assure you I am not a Hollywood siren.
Well, I'm glad, 'cause I got pretty nigh $30 sewed into the lining of my suit.
Going in the parlor. I'll take these up to your room.
I'll take them, Mr. Clampett. I brought presents for everybody.
He's a regular fashion plate, ain't he?
Yes, you don't see clothes like that too often.
Of course, with his pa's money, he can afford to be a style setter. You go on in. I'll go up and fetch Ellie.
Oh, let me do that. You go and entertain your company.
Well, thank you. She ought to be ready by now. Granny got her started early this morning.
I'll bet she's excited.
Well, Granny is. I ain't so sure about Ellie.
Ellie Mae, Beauregard's waiting to see you. Are you ready?
Sure I am. Howdy, Miss Jane.
Ellie Mae, what in the world? Why have you done this?
Well, Granny told me to put on a dress because Bo Short was going to ask me to marry up with him.
Well, he certainly won't ask you if you look like this.
That's what I figured.
But, Ellie, why don't you want him to ask you? You can always say no.
Well, not with Granny around, I can't. Well, Granny's had me and Bo matched up since we was this high.
But you didn't care for him.
He never was nothing but a little sissy-do. I used to beat him up and throw him in the pond. He wouldn't even fight back.
I see.
I sure don't want to marry up with no man that I can whoop.
No, Ellie Mae, whatever your reasons, this will only embarrass your father. We'll think of a more subtle way to discourage Bo.
I can't beat him up and throw him in the pond.
I think we can be even more subtle than that.
Maybe Ellie'd hurry some if she knowed that I brung her a bag of jawbreakers.
I'm going up and get him.
No need to, Granny. Miss Jane will fetch her down.
Well, I ain't waiting no longer. I'm gonna open my present right now. Ah, dog, look at this.
Pa turned me loose at the candy counter.
Milk bottles, chocolate money, red hots, beehives, and my favorite candy bananas. No wonder the girls was always after you.
Now, believe me, Ellie, he'll be much more frightened of you this way. Now, remember, you're a Hollywood siren.
I'll do my best, Miss Jane. Here's Ellie. Now, come on, let's leave these young'uns alone. What's the matter, Bo?
I just swallowed a jawbreaker. Ellie Mae, you've changed.
Have I, Bo?
Yes, ma'am. You ain't the girl I was expecting to see at all. Your face is full of powder, and your lips is painted, and you smell from perfume, and I've never seen such a tight dress. My daddy warned me to keep away from women like you.
Did he, Bo?
Yes, ma'am. But he is nuts. Let's get married. Where are we going?
Outside! I'm gonna beat you up and throw you in the cement pump! Well, son, when's the wedding gonna be?
Granny, I've been wondering, do you think Ellie really wants to marry me?
Well, of course she does. What made you ask?
Well, if you hadn't have stopped her, she was going to beat me up and throw me in the pond.
I never did like him, and I don't like him now. He ain't nothing but a sissy dude. I'm gonna beat him up and throw him in a pond.
That ain't gonna do nothing but get Granny mad and Bo wet.
Since I feel that I am in large measure responsible for this situation, I am ready to throw myself into the breach.
What you mean?
Well, when Mr. Short first met me, he assumed, mistakenly, of course, that I was a Hollywood temptress. Suppose I play on that theme and lure him away from Ellie.
Well, that's mighty nice of you. Once you got him, what would you do with him?
Ah, yes, there's the rub. But we've got to get Ellie out of this somehow.
Well, let's start by getting her out of that dress. The more Bo sees of her looking like that, the harder our work's gonna be.
I know just the dress to put on.
Good.
Hey, Ellie, them biscuits you made this morning was just great.
Well, thank you, Jethro.
Look at this rascal. I hit it dead center with 6 shots and didn't even chip it.
Where you going, boy?
I'm gonna ask Bo if he wants to do some target shooting.
Well, why don't you stay here and visit with Miss Jane? Where's the rest of Ellie Mae's biscuits?
Oh, Granny hid him under the sink. She's gonna bury him later.
Ooh, they sure are scrumptious looking.
And the rest of her cooking is just as good as her biscuits.
Nice and crisp.
I reckon that brings us to the man-to-man talk. You sure you're in love with Ellie Mae?
You know, to tell you the truth, there is one thing about marrying Ellie that's got me worried.
What's that?
Howdy, Bo. Howdy, Paul.
Ellie Mae Clampett. Now you have gone and showed Bo what you really look like.
I don't care.
Oh, ain't she a mess? I declare you could throw her in the river and skim ugly for 2 months.
Well, that takes care of my only worry.
It does?
Yes, sir. You see, I'm gonna be busy in the general store, and I need a wife that ain't too grand to slop hogs and scrub the floor and clean out the barn. You just gotta marry me now.
Come on, we's going to the pond.
Now, wait a minute, Ellie. He just ate one of your biscuits. He'll sink like a rock.
Where are you taking me, Miss Hathaway?
Just over to the sofa. I have something very important to talk to you about.
But I'm already spoken for.
I'm not going to ask you to marry me. I'm going to ask you not to marry any woman.
Well, gee, what else can a fella marry?
Oh, once in a blue moon, a man comes along who's the answer to every woman's dream. Her secret love, Mr. Ideal. Bo, you are such a man.
I am?
Yes. You're too good for any one woman. You belong to all women everywhere.
I do?
Yes. As long as you're free, they can have a dream. Don't break their hearts.
What'll I do?
Fulfill your destiny. Be a man of the world, a Prince Charming to all the lonely Cinderellas. Be the sweetheart of 1,000 women.
Gee, I'm gonna need a bicycle.
Hey, Bo, you ain't really gonna marry up with my dumb old cousin, are you?
No, he isn't, Jethro. He's going to be a man of the world, a sophisticated international playboy, aren't you, Bo?
Well, I'd hate to break all them women's hearts. It sounds like more fun than getting thrown in the pond, only I don't know how to be a sophisticated international playboy.
Heck, fire, I can learn you.
You, Jethro? I mean, you, Jethro, of course. What better teacher?
Come on, Bo.
What do we do, Jethro?
Well, we go into town and we stand on the corner and we get us some girls.
Is it that easy?
It is when you got what we got. Howdy, ma'am. We's a couple of sophisticated international playboys. Here for a handful of red hots?
Howdy, ma'am. We's a couple of playboys, sophisticated international playboys, that is.
Oh, you got to get to the candy quicker. Let them know we sports.
I'll try, but these city women move awful fast. Howdy, ma'am. How about a jawbreaker?
Good idea.
Yeah, Bo?
I believe I'd just as soon go home and get thrown in the pond.
Again, Miss Jane, I don't know what you told Bo, but whatever it was, it sure got shut of him.
Well, I simply appealed to his male egotism and suggested that he reject monogamy and choose instead the more hedonistic existence of a bon vivant.
Yeah, well, whatever that is, it sure got shut of him.
Dad! Get the guns! Get the hounds! That Bo Short has run out on your daughter!
Granny, wait!
We've been waiting since Ellie was 12. Now that she finally got a fella, he ain't getting away.
Oh, dear, I didn't foresee this.
Well, I can handle Granny. Where'd the boys go?
Into town to flirt with girls.
Well, that ought to keep them there a spell.
Come on, Duke. Hurry! Get up, you lazy bag of bones. We gotta track down that two-legged weasel that is trumped on the family honor. Now, Jed. Here, Miss Jane. Now, just shoot to scare him. We want him to be able to stand up in front of the preacher.
Well, let's have Miss Jane take her car and look for the rascal in town.
Good hunting, Miss Jane. You know what he looks like, don't you?
Roger Wilco.
I hope she don't bring him back instead.
She won't. Now, Granny, you scour the country out back of the house, and I'll cover the other direction.
Can I take old Duke with me? My nose ain't what it used to be.
Good luck.
If I see him, I'll fetch him back. He might be limping a little, but he'll come.
What are you shooting, rock salt?
No, rice. It stings just as bad and hints at the same time.
Jethro, why did you come back so soon?
We wasn't doing too good, Miss Jane.
I got a awful wallet.
I'd have done fine if that hick hadn't been along.
You know something, Miss Hathaway? Mad be, I just ain't cut out to be a sophisticated international playboy.
You can say that.
Oh, but you are. You both are. Handsome and intelligent, suave.
And loaded with candy. What do you reckon could have went wrong?
Of course. You don't have the one thing that immediately identifies an international playboy.
What's that?
Boutonnieres.
What'd you do? Eat them on the way out?
We don't stock them, Jim.
I was referring to the flowers the debonair gentlemen wear in their buttonholes.
You mean if we was to go back and stand in front of your bank with them flowers, we'll do better?
I guarantee it. See you there. I'll see you later. Au revoir.
Well, yonder some flowers. Let's get picking.
Good. We're in time. Now, you know your assignments. If you carry them out convincingly, you not only get this afternoon off, but you may come in late tomorrow as well.
Oh, that's wonderful.
You don't have to worry about me. I go to acting school at night.
Fine.
Are you sure this will be all right with Mr. Drysdale?
I'll take full responsibility. Besides, Mr. Drysdale is out of town. Here they come. To your posts.
Howdy, ma'am. I'm a...
Sophisticated international playboy.
Yes, ma'am. See, Jethro, you don't even need the candy.
Dog! Howdy, ma'am.
Oh, I can't believe it. After all these months of waiting, and now, at last, destiny has brought me face to face with a sophisticated international playboy. Be still, my heart. Be still, my wildly beating.
Oh, knock it off.
Y'all want to go for a ride with us playboys?
I'd love to.
How about you, ma'am? We can drive up to my Uncle Jed's and have a swim.
Well, it sounds wonderful, but we haven't any bathing suits.
Shucks, we'll buy you some.
Oh, we couldn't let you do that.
Listen, baby, you're with a couple of sophisticated international playboys. And he's got pretty near $30 sewed into the lining of his suit.
Jethro. Pa said not to tell that to no Hollywood women.
But, Boo, they expect us to be big spenders.
Well, all right. I got $2 in silver. We'll blow that.
Listen, playboys, we can stop by my place and get some bathing suits.
Okay.
Well, just for you three. I got one in my suitcase.
What's that you're wearing?
This here's a swimming suit.
You're kidding.
Oh, it's been hanging in Pa's store for a long time, but nobody could afford to buy it. It's a going-away present. He let me have it for half price.
I think it's cute.
Who's that?
Howdy, Granny.
Bo shows you miserable two-time varmint. What are you doing with them strange women? Where's your bride-to-be?
Oh, I ain't gonna marry Ellie Mae.
You ain't.
No, ma'am. I'm an international playboy. I belong to all women.
Well, I'm blowing off my chunk of your worthless hide right now.
Is that a fact? Well, Luke, I wonder how come Bo didn't say nothing. Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. Jethro didn't get seconds on brains, neither. Well, no, Luke, that ain't thunder. Sounds more like Granny, but I don't know what she'd be shooting at. Oh, yes, I do. I'll call you back.
You hold him while I get some more rice. He's going to marry Ellie if it's the last thing he ever does.
Granny, I just been talking to Luke Short. Bo didn't come out here to marry Ellie.
He didn't?
No, he come out here to be what they call inducted in the Army. He'll be down to some fort by 6 o'clock. We best get him on his way.
Morning, everybody. Jethro? You want one of the girls to ride up there with you?
Oh, no, that's all right, Bo. You're the one that's going in the Army.
Bye-bye. What I want.
It certainly is. Why didn't you let me know you were coming to town?
Oh, we didn't let anybody know. We're here under a cloak of absolute secrecy.
Oh, well, excuse me, I'll get back to...
Just a moment, Miss Hathaway. We need your pledge of silence.
My goodness.
What is it, John? Your oil company mixed up in some big defense project? A new secret rocket fuel, is that it?
Of course, and you don't want foreign agents to know you're in town.
Oh, it's even more important than that. We don't want the Clampetts to know we're in town.
Clampetts?
Well, they're really wonderful people, but I'm afraid that hillbilly hospitality is a bit overpowering for a city girl.
Oh, that's right. They met you at the plane after your wedding.
Yes, that ride from the airport was an experience that Edith still hasn't gotten over.
Right through the middle of Beverly Hills on their honeymoon express. Never been so embarrassed in my life.
Oh, hang on, dear. We'll be at the hotel soon. Jethro, that's the hotel just up the street there. But don't stop in front. There's a basement garage. Just make a turn at that alley there.
Oh, you're coming home with us first. We got a surprise for you.
Another one? I mean, you've done too much already.
This ride from the airport is something we'll never forget.
Jack, that ain't nothing compared to what's waiting for you at home.
Oh, here's the alley, Jethro. Just make a...
What was the surprise they had for you?
I'll answer that. The Clampetts had put up their little cabin out by the pool to keep Granny happy.
And we made the mistake of admiring it.
You mean...
Yeah.
Oh, no, not for your honeymoon.
That was the surprise.
They're surprised, all right. Just look at their faces.
Well, anyway, now you understand our cloak and dagger approach.
The Clampetts, bless their well-meaning hearts, must not find out that we're in town.
Our lips are sealed. Right, Miss Hathaway?
Chief, the presence of Mr. and Mrs. Brewster in our city shall henceforth be considered classified information and shall not be revealed to any unauthorized person or persons under any circumstances whatsoever.
Why don't you practice saying yes?
Well, now that that's out of the way, we come to the point of our visit. Edith and I are going to settle down out here.
Really?
Wonderful.
John's company is opening a West Coast office.
And I promised Edith she can build a dream house.
I spent my whole life in New York apartments, and this is really going to be a thrill.
We've already found our lot, and we'd like your bank to handle the escrow.
My pleasure.
We're going to be here a week now. Do you think we can keep it a secret from the Clampetts?
Of course, right?
On my honor, I do hereby pledge...
Just say yes.
As we're leaving, we'll telephone the Clampetts from the airport and tell them hello and goodbye.
You know, dear, it might be safer if we just fly over their house and drop a note, huh?
What are you aiming to tell Mr. Drysdale, Jed?
Well, I'm just going to tell him the truth, that we're fixing to move back home, leastways for a spell.
Well, don't you let him talk you out of it. He's gonna yowl like a scalded cat.
Oh, I think he'll take it all right. He knows you've had a hankering for a long time now.
It ain't just me, Jed. Everybody wants to go back home. Ain't that right, everybody?
I don't.
Speak when you're spoke to.
Just hush up and drive, boy.
Well, Granny said everybody.
You ain't everybody.
I'm somebody.
That ain't everybody. everybody.
Well, the three of you ain't everybody neither. It takes four to be everybody.
Just hush up and drive, boy.
Duke and make sure we'll be glad to get back home.
See, Jed? Everybody wants to go.
That ain't everybody.
1, 2, 3, 4, everybody.
Gee whiz, Granny.
Just hush up and drive, boy.
Can we come in? Well, of course.
My goodness, this is our day for surprise visits.
Come in, come in. Sit down.
Well, see you later. Duty calls.
Would you like some coffee?
Oh, no, thanks. You're busy. We'll just get right to why we's here. You see, Granny's been kind of restless.
Everybody has.
Of course, and I understand. You've been here a long time, no change of scenery. I suggest taking a little trip.
That's exactly what we had in mind.
Good. Southern California has everything to offer. Mountains, beaches, desert.
We's going back home.
Fine. Now, I'll drop by this evening with some maps and folders, and we'll plan a little... You do mean this home?
You mean the home where we come from?
Today. Not 3 years ago.
Home to the hills.
Beverly Hills. Not those other hills.
Those other hills, Mr. Drysdale.
You can send Jez $50 million to Luke Short in Sibley.
Luke's got a safe in his general store.
Come on, Jez.
No, you can't go. I won't let you go.
What did you say?
Mr. Drysdale, we got a lot to do, and it's a long drive back to our cabin.
And I can't wait to get there.
But you've got a cabin here, the one you put up beside the pool, remember?
It ain't quite the same.
Now, stand aside.
What will I tell the Brewsters?
You mean them honeymooners?
Yes, they're back in town.
Granny, you remember that pretty little city woman that fell in love with the cabin?
Oh, yes.
And they still talk about that wedding night.
Is that a fact?
You know, Jed, I never did get to learn that poor city woman about how to make lye soap or sling chitlins or butcher hog.
Here is your chance.
You gonna be here for a spell?
For a whole week.
Well, doggy.
It would be kind of a shame to leave just now, wouldn't it?
I reckon the Brewsters would look on it as downright unfriendly.
Let's go home and commence making the cabin ready for them.
Oh, I'll never forget this. Neither will the Brewsters.
Are you fetch him to our place?
I'll get them there somehow. Sometime this afternoon.
We'll be ready for them.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
What a terrible thing to do to the Brewsters. Ned, on that Brewster escrow, knock 5% off our regular fee. I feel better.
I never did see anyone so fond of pigs and chickens. Charmin, she calls them.
Funny how life has come full circle. There's Mr. Brewster that made us rich by buying our oil. Now, at last, we got a chance to do something nice for him.
I sure would like to be there when Mr. Drysdale tells him the good news.
I understand you've been trying to find me, Melbourne.
Yeah, sit down, John.
Edith and I were just overlooking at the lot. I've never seen a woman so happy and excited. All she can think about is that dream house.
Glad I was able to save it for you, John.
Right. What do you mean?
Clampett Oil is very important to your company, wouldn't you say?
Well, it certainly is. It's the richest field we've got, our major source of income.
Without it, there'd be no West Coast office, no dream house, right?
Right.
Johnny, you came that close to losing it.
Losing the Clampett Oil?
Now, relax, relax. I was here to throw myself into the breach.
What happened?
The Clampetts came by to tell me they were moving back to their home in the hills.
Yes?
In a flash, I saw the danger you were in. One look at those wells, one sniff of that oil, one thump of those drills, and Jed Clampett would have said, out. Throw everything out. Close it down.
You really think so? The wells are quite a distance from the cabin.
Johnny, I know these people. I know how they think. I know what makes them tick.
Well, what did you do?
Like I said, I know them. And one thing they respect is courage. So, I planted myself in front of the door like this, and I said, no, no, you can't go, I won't let you go.
Oh, that did take courage. Why, you might have jeopardized your own relationship with me.
Well, all I could think of at that moment was you and your bride and saving her dream house.
Well, I don't know what to say, Melbourne. It's really, I'm just overwhelmed.
Ah, forget it.
No, that's something I'll never do. Edith's waiting for me down in the car. I've got to tell her about this.
Oh, John, there's something else you've got to tell her.
Oh, what's that?
Sit down.
What is it, Melbourne?
What is it, John?
Well, darling, it seems that in the excitement of the moment, he let it slip out that we're in town.
Is that what you've been so nervous about telling me?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness, there are worse things than that.
Well, I'm coming to them. Edith, that dream house we're going to build, I'd say it's worth a little sacrifice, a little temporary discomfort, wouldn't you?
John, isn't this the street that goes up to the Clampett?
You didn't answer my question, dear.
Oh, you didn't answer mine. Are we headed for the Clampett?
Edith, no matter what happens today, just keep saying to yourself, my dream house, my dream house. It'll take you through whatever lies ahead.
What does lie ahead?
Well...
Never mind. I see it. It's the Clampett driveway.
Well, start saying it, dear. My dream house, my dream house.
John, please don't turn in.
Say it, darling. Say those 3 magic words.
You turned in! My dream house.
Did you hear that, Jed?
My dream house.
Sure grabs at your heart, don't it?
Here's a holding chicken for you, Miss Brewster.
Oh, here. Let me hold it, dear.
Well, in here, Miss Brewster. You can have the pig.
My dream house. My dream house.
Hot doggy, she is fond of pig. Took it right inside with her. He seems partial to chickens.
Did you see that? Mrs. Brewster's so happy she went to crying.
Well, he was about to cut loose herself.
Well, doggone it. The way she keeps calling that little cabin her dream house. It'd set a mule to boiling.
Jed, want me to fetch a cow for Miss Brewster to milk?
Not yet, boy. We're going to let her do her learning on Ellie's goat. Get the feel of it, so to speak.
What about her soap-making lesson, Granny? Should I start a fire under the kettle?
No, just let's leave them 2 lovebirds alone in their dream house for a spell. After all, it's like a second honeymoon for them.
Yeah, I'm glad Mr. Drysdale told us they was in town.
Please unbolt the door, honey. Let's sit down and talk this over. Edith! Look, honey, I was trapped. I had to agree to this to save the Clampett oil field. To save your dream house. Don't you see, sweetheart? I did it for you. I love you. Look, honey, we can face anything as long as we're together.
John, I'm sorry I've been such a child.
It's all right, precious.
I feel better now that I've had a good cry.
Well, of course you do.
And you're absolutely right. We can face anything as long as we're together.
Ah, that's my wonderful girl.
And someday we'll look on this as a lark. We'll look back on it and we'll have a good laugh.
When we're in that beautiful dream house, huh?
Oh, yes. Come in.
Hello, honeymooners.
Hiya, Granny.
How's everything?
Oh, just wonderful, Granny.
Fine. I got a dandy surprise for you. Young'uns, fetch in Thelma.
Thelma? John, what's that?
It's a goat, dear.
Here you are, Miss Brewster. You seem to favor having your
milk her from the left, and don't let her butt you.
This goat is for me to milk?
Oh, won't that be fun, dear? A kind of a lark, huh?
Don't worry about your clothes, honey. I bring you a house dress. Poor little thing. She just can't take too much happiness, can she?
I did it, John. I milked that miserable goat.
Oh, Edith, my wonderful... Oh. You did, didn't you? Cheer up, dear. The worst is over.
Oh, no, it isn't. Do you know what my next lesson is?
What?
How to make lye soap with hog renderings and possum fat. And then I'm going to learn how to hand sling chitlins and stir off sorghum.
Well, doggies. I was just kidding, dear.
Well, I'm not, John. I'm sorry, but I cannot take this kind of life. Especially when I know that 100 feet away in that beautiful mansion, there are a dozen palatial bedroom suites with luxurious baths and dressing rooms.
Darling, you've just given me a great idea. We'll be out of here and into one of those suites in a matter of minutes.
How will you do
Well,
it?
it's very simple. I'll just tell Granny that you're dying for a nice hot bath. Obviously, there are no bathing facilities here, so...
Oh, of course.
And once we're inside that mansion, we'll never leave.
Oh, John, you're wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, I can feel that hot tub already.
Ah, you're turning a nice rosy color, Edith.
I doubt it. This water's pretty hot.
Oh, it ain't the water, it's my lye soap. Want to wash your face?
No, I don't know if I should. John has always admired soft, delicate skin.
Then this is what you want. This will tender up and dangerous time.
I think I've had enough.
You certainly are fortunate to find a vacant lot on this street.
They paid enough for it. By the way, John, did anyone mention a 5% discount on your escrow fee?
No.
Good. Forget it.
Here it is, coming up on your right.
Cary Grant is one of our neighbors.
Edith's so thrilled she doesn't know what to... What?
Oh, John!
Here's your dream.
On the other hand, wants the family to stay here.
Fine, intelligent boy.
Ellie Mae will do whatever Jed says.
And what does Jed say?
Well, for the time being, at least, he favors staying here.
Wonderful man. Salt of the earth. Well, that takes care of that.
I'm afraid not, Chief. You still have Granny to contend with.
Forget it. Without the others, what can she do?
Granny, wait.
Granny, don't go. Won't do no good to beg, young'uns. I have waited my last week. I am going home.
You can't walk all the way home with this load. How are you going to push it up the hill?
I'll get up enough speed going down one hill to take me up the next.
Well, you ain't going alone.
All right, grab a handle.
Well, Pa says I gotta find homes for my critters first. Can't you wait a week or so?
I have spent my last night in Beverly Hills, and I have missed my last Dewberry Festival. I am going home.
How are you going to find your way?
I'll sniff my way. The Sweet William and Verbena is in bloom.
Come on, Pa, you gotta stop her.
Ellie, ain't nobody gonna stop Granny once she got her mind made up.
She is kind of set in her ways.
That little woman is so muley, if you throw her in the river, she'd float upstream.
Uncle Jed, Granny vows and declares she's going to walk home.
Well, the only thing to do is let her get it out of her system.
Well, she can't walk all that way pushing that load.
She won't. About 10 or 15 miles up the road, her feet will talk her out of it.
Goodbye, everybody. I'm leaving.
Whatever you do, don't coax or plead. The more we beg, the more she's going to enjoy going.
I did.
Bye, Granny. Have a nice trip.
I'm going clean home, you know.
Tell everybody howdy for us.
I ain't coming back.
Be sure and ride.
Ain't no use trying to talk me out of it. I'm going.
You got a fine day for it.
I won't be around to cook and sew for you. Clean house and doctor you and all that.
Now, don't you worry about us. Get some miles behind you before nightfall.
All your gnashing and wailing ain't gonna stop me.
Okay, bye.
Bye, Granny.
Bye, Granny.
Well, I'll be switched. Not a gnash or a wail.
Well, she's on her way.
Want me to follow her on the truck? Then when I see she's getting tired, I'll just pick her up and fetch her back.
No, boy, we gotta let Granny keep her pride.
Well, how are we gonna get her back?
Well, after she's good and tuckered out, she'll call and pretend she's worried about us. I'll tell her we's having a miserable time without her.
Then what?
Well, and after a few I told you so's and it serves you right, she'll offer to come back for our sake.
Then I fetch her.
That's right. Then maybe we'll have peace for a spell.
Well, Pa, whilst Granny's gone, can I have some of my critters in the house for victuals?
Well, I reckon it's your only chance.
Thank you, Pa. Mind your manners, everybody. Victuals will be ready in a minute.
Hey, Ellie Mae, you're gonna have to get these critters out of my bachelor pad.
Out of your what?
Bachelor pad. That's where us sophisticated international playboys does our entertaining.
Since when you one of them?
Well, since Miss Jane told me how. It's easy. If I just stand in front of the bank, there's flour in my buttonhole. This tells the girls I'm a sophisticated playboy.
Well, don't tell me nothing.
That's because you're a dumb old country girl. But when a sophisticated city woman sees this, look out. Why, I might fetch 8 or 10 of them rascals home for grits and gopher gravy.
Well, they can have whatever's left.
Ellie Mae, you ain't feeding them critters my Playboy victuals, are you?
I'm feeding them Granny's grits and gopher gravy.
Well, gee whiz, couldn't you give them something plain and save the fancy stuff for my company?
Well, you can give your company turnip greens and sow belly. Granny left a big bowl in the icebox.
Oh, well, why didn't you say so? They might be playboys that serves grits and gravy in their bachelor pads, but I bet you they ain't many that can come up with turnip greens and sow belly.
All right, now. Y'all mind your manners. But don't dawdle neither, because Granny might just turn around and come right back any minute.
None too soon, neither.
Howdy, ma'am. Excuse me, I reckon you didn't see my flower. Hey, don't you know what I am?
Yes, you're a creep.
No, ma'am, I'm a sophisticated international playboy. Oh, gone. I must have got a hold of a bad flower.
Jethro, what are you doing here?
Trying to be a playboy.
Playboy?
Yeah, Miss Jane told me how, and the other day I got a girl just like that. But today, oh, excuse me, yonder comes one now.
What is he talking about?
Well, it's a long story, but the other day I arranged for one of our girl employees to find his Playboy pose irresistible.
Well, arrange for another one. If he gets unhappy with Beverly Hills, I'm really cooked.
What's the matter? Ain't you a city woman? Can't you see I'm a sophisticated international... See what I mean? And that ain't nothing. I've been mean-mouthed, face-slapped, shin-kicked, foot-stomped, and dog-bit.
Wait, Jethro.
I'm gonna try my luck in front of Mr. Cushing's bank.
No. I'm sure your luck will change. Don't you agree, Miss Hathaway?
Oh, absolutely. Be patient, Jethro. The right girl will come along any moment.
Stay right here, Playboy.
Well, there's the Commerce Bank.
And there's our masher.
That hayseed?
He fits the description they gave me at headquarters.
He's pretty big. Maybe I'd better make the arrest.
I'm supposed to get some evidence first. Let him make a pass at me. You wait here. I can handle him.
Howdy, ma'am. The heck with this. I'm going home and get something to eat. Howdy, ma'am.
Well, hi, handsome.
Hey! You must know a playboy when you see one, huh?
I sure do.
You want to come up to my bachelor pad?
That's all I need to hear. Okay, Buster, let's go.
You really are anxious, aren't you? When do you see the victuals we got? Greens, sow belly, pone, sorghum?
You're not getting away from me.
You really must like greens and sow belly.
They'll be dancing, they'll be singing, all the bells will be ringing. They'll be dancing, they'll be singing when she comes. Oh, they'll tap a keg of cider when she comes. Oh, they'll tap a keg of cider when she comes. Oh! What are you stopping here for? We ain't home yet.
Well, I don't know where home is for you, lady, but for me, it's up this side road, and I'm awful late.
Well, where in tarnation are we? This is the end of nowhere.
We're just a couple of miles out of Las Vegas.
Las Vegas. What's that?
You never heard of Vegas?
I ain't never heard of Lost neither.
Vegas is a pretty famous place.
Is it anywhere near Sibley?
I'm afraid I never heard of Sibley.
Well, that's just a hoot and a holler from Mincy. You know Mincy.
Sorry.
Oh, sure you do. That's where the river road cuts off to Bug Tussle.
Bug Tussle?
That rang a bell, didn't it?
I'm afraid not.
You ain't never been to Bug Tussle?
No.
Oh, you poor man. Tell me, do you like fun and music and bright lights and excitement?
Sure.
Then you go to Bug Tussle on a Saturday night. They don't even blow out the lantern till 9 or 9:30.
You're kidding.
There's a room in back of the feed store. They play checkers for money.
No. Well, Bug Tussle sounds a little too rough for me. Las Vegas is more my speed. Well, I sure wish I could drive you on in, but I'm awful late. But you won't have any trouble getting a ride because there's a lot of traffic on this road.
I hope it didn't scare you off Bug Tussle.
Oh, no. I'll get over there sometime. I hope you enjoy Las Vegas.
Do you think they have a telephone there?
I'm pretty sure they have.
That's good. I want to call my family. They's probably having a miserable time without me. I hope.
Granny, is that you? Oh, hello, Jethro. Where are you? What are you doing in jail? Ashing what? What'd you do, step on her foot? Boy, you ain't making no sense. All right, I'll have Mr. Drysdale to come over and help you. All right, I'll tell him to bring a bail bucket. place called Las Vegas.
Las Vegas?
Well, there goes my money. I mean, your money.
Granny, should I send Jethro on the truck to fetch you?
Oh, you can't do that. It's over 300 miles.
Just a minute, Granny. 300 miles?
Man, that's what you call walking.
If she hadn't been pushing that wheelbarrow, she'd be plumb home. Hello? Somebody get me out of here. I want to come home.
Mr. Clampett. Hello, Granny. Jane Hathaway here. Now listen carefully. Go to the airport and wait there. Mr. Drysdale and I will fly up and get you.
That's real good, Bessie. All you need is somebody to work the pedals for you.
Allie Mae, what are you doing?
Well, Bessie's practicing to help you drive back home.
I ain't going back home. Mr. Drysdale done give me an office job down to his bank.
When?
Last night when he fetched Granny back from Las Vegas. I'm gonna have my name on the door, secretaries and everything.
What you gonna be doing?
What everybody else does that works in offices, I reckon. Sit at my desk, take coffee breaks, go to the water cooler, watch the clock, stuff like that.
Well, how about getting me one of them jobs?
Sorry, Mr. Drysdale says I got the only one they is. I'm what you call, let's see, Junior Executive Research Consultant.
I wonder if Junior Executive Research Consultant might have been an unfortunate choice of titles.
So I'll give him a new title. Did you get him some girls from the secretarial pool?
This is the secretarial pool. I simply put Jethro's name on the door.
That should take care of our frustrated playboy. That leaves our frustrated queen of the road.
Oh, don't worry about her. Granny was so exhausted and bewildered by Las Vegas, I don't think she'll want to hit the road again for a long time.
I tell you, Jed, I used to think Beverly Hills was full of nuts. But that Las Vegas has got 'em all beat.
What do they do that's so nutty?
Well, first of all, they got hundreds and hundreds of these little picture machines all over the town.
Picture machines, huh?
Yeah. You drop in some money, haul down on this pump handle, and little pictures goes to spinning around.
I see.
And Jed, people stand around just pouring their money into them things.
I find pictures.
Can't even see them till they stop spinning. And when you do, guess what you have spent your money to see?
What?
Little bitty pictures of some sorry-looking fruit. Yeah. Lemons, cherries, plums, oranges. And they ain't even specially good pictures.
But how much does it cost to look at these pictures?
Oh, they got 'em all prices. I watched one fella, he was pumping in nickels, turned around and there's another fella spending dollars to see the same sorry picture.
Well, it does seem a mite frog-brained. Didn't nobody complain?
None to speak of. I was there a good while, and I only seen 2 or 3 of them get their money back.
Jed Clampett speaking. Oh, hello, Jethro. Well, this minute I'll see. Jethro wants to know, can he fetch home his secretaries for victuals?
Sure.
Fetch away, Jethro.
Come on, let's go. There's the truck up the street yonder. You all pile on and we'll go up to my bachelor pad. Any more girls in there?
All right, Buster, let's go.
Oh, it's you again.
I see you didn't learn your lesson. Well, this time you won't get out so easily.
Oh, just a minute. Them girls is all my secretaries.
Sure they are.
Well, it's true. And I'm what you call a junior executive.
You're what you call under arrest.
It's a wonderful feeling to have everybody happy again. If I do say so myself, I think I handled this whole situation with intelligence and... Wait!
Nothing doing. I ain't spending one more minute in Beverly Hills.
Granny, come back, please.
Won't do you no good, Mr. Drysdale. She's on her way.
I thought everything was fine.
What happened?
Well, what started her off was cooking a whole table full of company victuals and then Jethro not showing up. If you ask me, she can't wait.
Oh, no, Frederick. We're not going inside. I just want to take a close look at the entrance to see where my name will look best.
Your name, madam?
Yes. In a short while, this lovely edifice will no longer house those dreadful hillbillies. It will be the Margaret Drysdale Art Center.
Congratulations, madam. I hadn't heard the Clampetts were moving.
And neither have they. Nor has my husband. So your silence is essential.
Oh, I understand, madam.
This is my most inspired plan. With one master stroke, I shall rid the neighborhood of these squatters and leave a lasting monument to art and culture. Isn't it brilliant, darling?
I beg your pardon, madam?
I was speaking to Claude.
Don't want to attract that hound dog bully. Whisper to Mother.
It's the bully! Quickly, Fredericks, before Claude gets one of his migraines. Vicious, bloodthirsty cur!
Well, I thought I heard something out here. Howdy, Miss Drysdale. Glad you could drop by. Come on in, set a spell. You too, young fella.
Oh, really, no, I can't right now. I was planning to come back later and discuss some business with you.
All right, maybe that would be better. Granny just put some victuals on the stove. We can talk over a plate of groundhog stew.
Groundhog stew?
Plenty of pot liquor and pone to sop it up with.
On second thought, let's talk now, out here, in the fresh air. I'm on a diet.
Oh, I'm sorry I tempted you. Well, what's on your mind?
Mr. Clampett, this huge mansion must be a lot of work to maintain, what with no servants.
Yeah, it does kind of keep us hopping, especially Granny. With her, everything has got to be scrub-board clean.
There's a way to let the city take over the drudgery of cleaning. And at the same time, you can make a lasting contribution to the happiness and culture of the people of Beverly Hills.
Well, that sounds like a good day's work. How'd I do it?
Donate your home as an art gallery.
An art gallery?
Yes. We could open the doors to the public and let the people from everywhere stroll through room after room of paintings and sculpture.
Take an awful lot of paintings and sculpture to fill all them rooms, wouldn't it?
Oh, yes. But I'm counting on such art lovers as Edward G. Robinson, Vincent Price, Donald Murray, and others to donate works of art. And, of course, you, Mr. Clampett, have the wherewithal to fill several rooms yourself.
Well, you can count on us. We'll do our best. Want to fill the whole house, huh?
Yes, with the exception of the pantries, the kitchen.
You say the city is going to take over the cleaning and all?
Once your home is a municipal art center, the people of Beverly Hills are responsible for its maintenance.
And that'll make them happy.
Finally, practically happy.
Well, I'll talk to Granny and the young'uns and let you know. According to Miss Drysdale, turning this house into an art gallery is going to pleasure a heap of people and save you women folks a heap of housework. Now, what do you think?
And you say that we still have the kitchen and the pantries?
Yep. I figure me and Jethro will sleep out yonder, and you, Helly, can bed down out in the butler's pantry. If you need more room, we'll put up the cabin.
Can I keep my critters?
Yeah, I reckon so, if you keep them outside.
And the city will do the cleaning for us?
That's what Miss Drysdale said, the people of Beverly Hills.
It would do my heart good to see them highfalutin society folks down on their hands and knees with a scruff brush. Let's do it.
All right with you, Willie?
Sure, be kind of nice to have visitors for a change.
I was hoping you'd feel that way. You might just get acquainted with some young fellas.
Go put on a dress, Ellie.
Oh, wait, our partner forgot. Miss Drysdale is counting on us to do some of the painting and sculpting.
Us?
Enough to fill several rooms, the way she put it.
Jed, we don't know nothing about that.
Well, lots of folks is going to pitch in, and I promise we do our best.
Well, I can do mud sculpting.
Here comes the boy with the school, and I bet you he can learn us.
Learn you what, Uncle Jed?
My painting and sculpting.
Oh, heck yeah. I studied all about art in the 5th grade.
Tell us something.
Well, first you got to know who the great artist is. Like Michelangelo, Leonard da Vinci, Rembrandt, Dick Van Dyke, Blue Boy. Then there were some famous woman artists, too, like Mona Lisa and Whistler's mother.
Anybody who says education ain't worth the money ought to listen to this boy.
Thank you.
Tell us more, boy.
Reggie, what did the doctor say? How do you feel?
I feel like $1 million, tax-free.
Well, obviously, the new doctor's report was good.
Good? It was fantastic. He says I'm a perfect physical specimen. Oh, I should never have listened to that old quack I've been going to. Him and his expensive prescriptions. I could start my own pharmacy.
Tell me about this new doctor.
Brilliant young man, brilliant. And he doesn't charge those wild fees either. My kind of doctor.
Well, this is wonderful. I've never seen you so vigorous and dynamic.
I'm a tiger. Get out my golf gloves. I'm gonna knock off a fast 18 holes before lunch.
Perhaps this would be a good time to ask for a raise?
You bet it would. Ask away.
May I have a raise?
No. See? I told you I was a tiger.
Claude, dear. The success of our project depends on getting Daddy out of town for a while. So don't be upset if you hear Mother tell a little white lie.
I'll have a caddy for you.
No. I'm going to carry my own club.
Here's our Daddykins.
Good morning, Miss Hathaway. Drysdale. Claude.
Mother, I'm in kind of a hurry. I'm going to club and shoot a few rounds.
Milburn, darling, you mustn't lift anything heavy. Not in your condition.
What do you mean, my condition? I've just come from seeing a new doctor, and you know what he told me?
Don't say it, dear. I'm sure it's nothing serious. All you need is rest. You don't have to tell me. I can see it in your poor, tired face. Complete exhaustion.
He said I looked good.
He was seeing you for the first time. I was shocked when I came in here just now. Shocked. Weren't you, Claude?
He thinks I look bad, too, eh?
Dogs, they're sensitive to these things.
I am a little weak. I feel a little queasy.
Milburn, you threw away your medicine.
Well, that new doctor said I didn't need any. The young quack, no wonder he was so cheap.
All you need is a long rest. You've been driving yourself too hard.
You know how it is. Whole load's on me. I'm under terrific pressure.
But your health comes first. A week in Palm Springs, and you'll be as good as new.
Gee, I don't know if I can stand the trip.
That's right, 18 holes. Well, he says he won't need a caddy. He's feeling like a tiger today.
I'm gonna mix me up a bunch of clay and go to mud sculpting.
Mud sculpting? If this is going to be a first-class art gallery, we got to have rock statues.
Well, why don't you make that your job?
Hot dog. I'm going to find me a rock and chisel me out a masterpiece.
Well, Granny, reckon that leaves the painting up to us.
Most I ever done was paint daisies on a churn.
Got me beat. Dog and paint on walls as far as I got.
Well, you never know what you can do till you try.
Yeah, reckon you're right. Twixt mud sculpting, rock chiseling, churn painting, and wall daubing, we'll fill our share of this art gallery.
Just don't know how the city of Beverly Hills can ever show its appreciation.
Well, the use of one's name on a building of this sort would be a great honor.
Excellent idea. We'll call it the Clampert Art Center.
Mr. Engel, that's not exactly what I had in mind. You see, the Clamperts are moving away from Beverly Hills.
Oh, my, we'll be sorry to lose such generous, civic-minded patrons of the arts.
Yes. However, picking a name more or less at random, how about the Margaret Drysdale Art Center? It's settled then.
What would you think of shortening the name to just Drysdale Art Center?
Oh, no. That would give my husband the credit. Milburn doesn't even know about this. In fact, he isn't even in town. At this very moment, he's on his way to Palm Springs.
Mr. Drysdale, I really don't think we should stop here. You're not strong enough.
It's all right, Fredericks. Open the door. I'll rest better if I know that all is well with the Clamperts.
But, sir, you're a very sick man.
I know.
Let me talk to the Clamperts. I'll explain that you're ill, sir.
No, don't do that. Granny will want to doctor me. In my condition, I'd never survive.
Oh, hi, Mr. Drysdale. I thought for a minute your wife had come back.
My wife's been here?
Yeah, this young fella fetched her over this morning. She's got us all painting and sculpting to beat the band.
Painting and sculpting?
Yeah, come on in and look. The whole family is shank deep in art.
Mr. Drysdale, you really shouldn't. Not in your condition.
No, I'm feeling better.
Granny has got a whole big platter full of cold cuts in the icebox. We can have us jellied pig's feet, owl giblets, sliced groundhog and possum, plenty of cold pot liquor.
I think we'd better get to Palm Springs. Right, Frederick?
Yes, sir. Immediately.
Well, ain't you even got time for a glass of cold goat's milk or some turnip juice?
We have to hurry.
Well, that seems a shame. How about taking a little snack for the road? No. Now, you got some fine gopher sausages?
Drive on, Frederick. I'll be back in a week. Make that 2 weeks.
By then, your wife will have this place turned into a first-class art gallery.
Fine, fine.
Bye.
Art gallery?
What you doing, Granny?
Painting daisies.
On the ceiling?
I painted them on everything else I could find. But this painting on the ceiling is the most miserable work I ever took on. No wonder that Michelangelo gave it up for chiseling statues. Drips on your face, runs down your arms, it's plumb awful.
Well, I must say that your ceiling daisies don't come up to the standard of your... It does drip, don't it?
If I don't find something else better to paint on, I'm going to give it up.
Well, maybe Jethro knows what them other artists uses to paint on that Dick Van Dyke and that bunch.
Jethro's back, is he?
Yeah, he's found himself a sculpting rock. He's out front trying to wrestle it off the truck.
Well, when he comes back...
He made it.
What was that? It knocked 3 statues off the bed.
That was Jethro unloading his sculpting rock. What's that, Ellie?
Well, this here's a possum, Granny.
How do you think he'd look with a couple of big yellow daisies on him?
Daisies?
Stand back. I'll show you.
Ain't this a doozy, Uncle Jed? I'm gonna chisel me out a masterpiece and a half.
Did you hurt your foot again?
No, sir. I'm getting real smart on handling these big rocks.
Well, where you aim to do your chiseling?
Out back by the cement pond.
How do you aim to get the rock back there?
Should have left it on the truck, shouldn't I? I'll just have to chalk it up to more suffering.
What is all this about suffering?
All the great artists does it, Uncle Jed. Mostly they lives in attics and stars. And their paintings get mean-mouthed something awful until after they's dead.
I reckon I never starved enough to be a good painter.
Well, there's a quick way to suffer. Just do what old Vince Van Gogh done. Whack off an ear.
Whack off an ear?
Yes, sir. That's what you call instant suffering.
I believe starving's got that beat.
Well, I think there was more to it than just suffering. You see, after he whacked off his ear, he sent it over to his sweetheart.
What for?
I reckon she admired it.
This Van Gogh fella, was he a good painter?
Yes, sir. One of the greatest that ever lived.
Well, why didn't he just paint a picture of his ear and send that?
Maybe he was too poor to buy canvas.
Is that what the regular artists paint on?
Yes, sir. Mostly it's that.
Well, go fetch Granny some.
Well, I ain't just sure where you get it.
That's Miss Jane. She'll help you.
Well, yes, sir. Oh, while I'm gone, would you like to throw my rock around by the cement pond?
No, thanks.
Be a dandy way to supper.
I believe I'll pass it up.
Your belly'd like to supper.
Forget it, boy. Miss Jane fetched over for us to paint on.
Raised beef.
Jethro stopped by the office and told me of your plate. My, you are desperate.
Granny does turn out a nice daisy, though.
Yes, they're quite impressionistic.
They's my specialty. But I'm getting awful sick of painting them.
Oh, why don't you try painting some other flowers?
I might just do that.
I'm so delighted by your sudden new interest in art. Jethro tells me his ambition is sculpture.
Him and Ellie, too, but he's going at it the hard way.
Like to kill himself getting that rock around back.
Suffering can do it. That boy's going to be a humdinger.
Mr. Bodine,
Yes, ma'am?
do you mind if I take a break?
Oh, heck no.
I've been holding this pose an awfully long time.
Go ahead.
May I ask you a question?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Have you ever done sculpting before?
Oh, no, ma'am. This here will be my first masterpiece.
Well, why did you pick me to pose for you? I'm the most expensive model in the agency.
You was the prettiest.
Thank you. How long do you think you're going to need me?
Till I'm done with the statue.
Oh, here come some visitors. I'd better resume my pose.
Okie doke.
Greetings, Jethro.
Howdy, Miss Jane.
You're sure going through that rock like 60.
Thank you.
Where'd you get the beautiful model?
Model agency? She gets $50 an hour. Now I know why so many of them artists was poor all the time.
That price, I'm glad Ellie is sculpting critters.
She thinks she made such an all-fired good possum. Wait till she sees the one that I'll make.
Wait a minute, boy. You are sculpting a possum?
It's gonna make Ellie's look sick.
What's she doing?
She's posing.
What for?
Uncle Jed, you can't be a real artist without you got a beautiful model posing for you.
Here you are, ma'am. Just peel off whatever you got coming, and thank you kindly.
Mr. Engel, did you have in mind a plaque of about this size?
Now, before we go into that, hadn't we better get Mr. Clampett's signature on this grant deed?
Well, howdy there, Miss Drysdale.
Mr. Clampett, I'd like you to know Mr. George Engel, the chairman of our Fine Arts Commission.
Well, I'm proud to meet you.
My pleasure, Mr. Clampett.
Miss Drysdale, I'm afraid we only got one room filled so far.
Filled with what?
Masterpieces, art treasures, and such.
Oh, thrilling! May we see them?
Yes, ma'am. Step right in.
Oh.
Ready? the art gallery's here.
Howdy, Miss Drysdale.
Granny, this here is Mr. Engel. He's a high muckety-muck when it comes to art. This here is my daughter, Ella Mae. Ellie, show Mr. Engel your mud sculpting.
Yes, sir, Pop. These are the flowers I painted, Miss Drysdale. These are my daisies. These are my sunflowers. And these is lilacs. Oh, no, they're nasturtium. Oh, I forgot my hollyhocks. I'll be right back.
This is a possum, that's a pussycat, that's a hound dog, and yonder's a fox.
By the way, Ellie, what's this?
Oh, that's you, Paul.
Me?
I've run out of critters.
Mr. Engel, this rock sculpting here was done by my nephew Jethro. He's so proud of it, he's out looking for another rock. There he is. Jethro, you unloaded your rock out front again.
No, I didn't. It slipped the ropes and rolled off the truck. Whose car is that out front?
Mine.
Are you by any chance an artist?